feel so. Hey, Martin Babu. I feel now some hano. All say yes, a quarter dear, you would drink. Aye, in your trade and far bamra. If you're uncle one. To come Bessie, you.
Yeah, that's my free. Remember, I think there is a very important advocacy in the SM. A minimum cancer. Doma, no, let me just get Doma. A minimum cancer. Ansasa Siraku. Ansasa Siraku Boapa na Obwa Santana. The truth of the history, no say. Yes, Ansasa Siraku Boa Oseti to Obwa. Some Oseti to Ebedia Kunyam. Possibly 1680 thereabout. Na Santamani ho.
Na Yakwamai.
Na Yakwamai. Na me hu lawyer bi osanso ye lawyer ni mapa madam for osanso ye historian edu ba bia ni history no oka no ensisi so minim waya o kasa history no
na nsenso na so abesa o ese kan no ntisa
awuni no
aba for kana sem
asa history no oka no o me nkyere no Abakosi ni bi.
Amanfo se na nse ya se o.
No, because I would castle. I can phone you from Bonoa. From the word go what? I can phone you from Bono. When you say Bonoa, you are referring to which group? For quotas here. What can I Sunyanda? Until I can't Bonoa or refer to him for.
Yeah.
Who can't Bonoa? And now you have a CA. Who can't Bonoa Sunyani ya Bono? Domasi ya bono. Fiapre ya bono. Brekumi ya bono. Sampa ya bono. Bana ya bono. Enti aka kono nyina o ka se akanfo nyina firi bono a. Won kan he. But you are a seasoned lawyer. With due respect, don't be so much interested in sabi o abakose ma wo kan NCC. So for a man for Mutiamino, and you're not correct. And I'm repeating it. And then I can some individuals say, yeah, Bonifo, Obiri Boahen, Bonifo. Ah, what are you talking? You can't back on you can't back on some for the Obiri Boahen, Bonifo. What do you mean? Because I can't phone you for Bono.
That be
because Bono, so. Obiaso, baby, free. Now, what do you so Bromanson na person refer to Bromanson. Kase bi akanfo nyina afri Bromanson. What I say? Akanfo nyina afri Mwanchi. Akanfo nyina afri Ofuman. I don't have any problem. Na makora.
Ebia no so far ne say we Wanchi ni de eyebono.
Yeah, but akanfo nyina afri hina hemfa. And I conclude by saying that Bono Tachiman. And that is also wrong. That is false. Probably false. Because you know, when you talk of the Bromanson one, the touchy free na or not touchy mino. Touchy free and Bromanson ni kaka. Touchy free na Bromanson or when ni kaka. Touchy free are more careful for Libya. Let's take touchy man. No, Tachiman, present day Tachiman. Yeah, Bono man son for no, Wabbatana, Tachi free naso. And I from Tachiman, that is present day Tachiman. Now, when she from Yakoko, or move Amanam. So when she had done nothing to do, all the bromance will need Kaka. Bon
Mantam.
When you call a Bonoman a bull is. Maybe the bread, so Yamikan, sir. I can't form. Oh, Pierre, one the baby, oh, free, oh, kind of Sally, yes, you are a perfect historian. akamfo no nyina into adaka ba ko say akamfo nyina afri bono. That is not true.
Basa na nokura bia na
nim na just say you have a hidden agenda. And that historian so ba ko bi nim. Ansasa siraku eboy and that's a doctor for to better suntereso. And listen to us about could be okay. The man for better suntereso. And asantefo ebeje or masasi. That is also falsehood. A trouble. Because at the time, woman would do woman money no. Woman would do woman money. Now your flower when they settled at Suntason, there was no Asante.
No, you crum.
What I say? No, crum, Tafo, Amako, Nabusumwe, Antoine, Abu Abuja, Hermine, Joabe, the quiet, Bonure, Mina Madame for lawyer, Mama, Crow, Abira. Crum. There was no Asante man. And Sasa could died in 1689. And Sasa died in 1689. At the time of the death of Ancestor Kuno, not Santimani Hot, not Santiman Maya, the Antichra Santimai, no Dina Santimano Maya.
That's a more confusion between Asantimai and the quantity in Crum.
It looks like the one more hatred for the name Asante. It looks like one more time Emma Asante. It looks like they have hidden agenda Emma Asante. In a be cut and paste. Be Chessy, be cut and paste. So one would tell me, I won't hear back. And then there's a TV station CB, and FM station CB or Ghana ha. Better for Sanya Manoso. TV stations and FM stations CB, better for Sanya Manoso. What do you get from misleading Uma Asama and Yanokore? Who did throw?
Media houses no cry, there be a no woman in Tio. I
went better than Benim Crumpa, not be Pehua, a Bapua. So Benim Crani be Pehua, a Bapua. But you know, as I say, Uma, what, Cafrache, Yama Yaginamu, Echo Kama. Naya who said near Mabiso Docrecano, Abum. And no, one more package, one more attention, Yasanti. That is the way I see it. One more package, one more attention, Yasanti. What I say? Because only I for Denchira. Now said Denchira, by him also another year, you know. In Chira will be by. Even free Chira. In the Bono region, one more baby. And Chira for no back, say, but that Basifo be and a better than Chira. That is right. Now, in Chira for no so. I then Chira for no so, or call Meko Bonubi. They went there. One go Kasai. Now, I then said, then Chira for no. People don't talk. With due respect, that doesn't work well. I said the phone dear call Mukrom baby. I said any call Mukranza. Eh? Oh, a year. Nana Hayam dear. No, but I have for the so dear come Krobiswa, which they are claiming dear. And the better there be men can say, Nana Hayam dear. Actually, let me give you a typical example. Uko baby what a mecha. 2 years ago, Doma hene eba Boma eba ye. Boma is in a half region. Boma is in a half region. But Doma by because Boma is in Nifane. Namba beka na hayam dia na hayam dia no. Na Doma dia oba Boma no. Ano so nya na hayam dia. Somebody plan yet to who Ghana. Okoto dia na budget. And anytime you find self, attack is directed against Ashantis. Attack when you have the Adangbes or Eastern region. Where a year Ningo Pram for Ningo Pram for so called Adangbesiba. I don't know what is a gun of work and Anahayam the Anahayam.
As a honey Eastern any great tackler.
Eastern great tackler. But anytime you find these things, hey, Nanahayam dia, Nanahayam dia say, as you are talking today. Mamenya we soon cha mpuasufo Japekrum mpuasufo. So what you mudin that
be.
Oh, Japekrum by afashe.
Na some say o my kra.
Begu so abe. Menchiabe. Japekrum by ba fashion. Hermine Edmakasi and Castle ebinum koy. Because Japekrum the royal family no. Webre free and Castle. Ebwe asamaba. Because aya Ashanti region ko ade. And Castle for ko Japekrum de.
Ande nye.
Ande nye.
Japekrum he so tufu pa.
Osa. Sa Japekrum he no nana me chia. Me chia Japekrum he no. Nana me chia Japekrum for pa. I don't know. Some will have crank and make one more affection be. Because they are the people that attacks in the Japekrum, Brekum, Sampa, Bana, Sequa, Eviadomase. Attacks in the attempt the Diano.
Okawasem.
Satroni media. Ayampa. Japekrum ya Japekrum. Kwasi broni tina Japekrum. Kwasi broni around 1925. Ne kwasi broni ti Japekrum. Ansa na kwasi broni ekwa tina Sampa. Kwasi broni ti Japekrum. Ansa na kwasi broni ekwa tina Sampa. Na nkro se ekwa we nyina ne baba kwasi broni ne be hia wo Japekrum. Ana dia ba ne sei. Japekrum kwa kana ba kwasema. Say Japekrum akoka say o frankase eye mu ye musuefo mu ye abronsamfo. I mean, what is happening in this country? Na ya media me betra ha me ka ba ko se media kura na mawu atam no susuro wo be sa say no Obiri Boahen ayeda o ka bi ma santefo dodo me na ka bi ma santefo me ma me nya santini papa nya santini me nya santini. But I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Never tell me because I'm a member of a Santimine cancer. But a boy, in Cassan Kranza, member of a Santimine cancer. So, I'm also about Drobo. As I said, Miss Menjina, so, and come in a honey, who could cut Drobo was someone. Bloggers never throw a do what so I could cut Drobo was. But because I'm a principled Ghanaian, a principled politician, a principled statesman, a principled lawyer. You make a trouble for us at your brain. Because mind him other word to him. He knows the word to mind him. Just he knows the bed in our account back to him. The only thing, Nansani but jump back to send me Obiri Boahen and make us trouble for at your brain, Miss Ramo. Munya and Anabia. And this I'll use this forum. You must select one cheap mind him. Because drobo no adin krako soprano dine adin krako soprano utrezia ube yino wanchi drobo so eti drobo ebe Japekrum no jama drobo no uhwe wo maba kwasem na for old drobo ebe new drobo na be yi drobo new na frim ebe drobo no wanchi drobo eti mesra wanchi manhene Minisa na anu ada wa aye ne na ye sramangedua ye. Se se de bebu akonta. Mapa na cho be gina fidie so apa na cho se na na mesro. Onua onananom ene drobo. Jania wo ya na mesro ne tumirika. Mensa da mensa yam. Tumirika. Anama suma mabenko fra be se he momra drobo man hene bra. Betenam benkum drobo man hema betenam nifa. Aye de manasam na aba. Ati wanchi man hene mesro because me minimum back was me catch us a back drobo a ukwa no a ubepie manchi drobo so na wanchi drobo so no na wanchi man hino o say sramanje duasefo ahwene kokwa asefo be free fam ne baaye ne na ba ko de bobi ansa ba be free fam baaye ne bi ahemfie ye free so far se ye free adehye na be di nkoja ne ba ye me ensa wo manchi eti masra manchi man hene se me sa da me sa ye me panacho on mi se panyin ntie mante but ya ate aba so video ne ayi na masra hema no so drobo hema ene drobo hene say be ya they should avoid the cameras
no mon kam kokom
sir
on kam patom
sir no be should avoid the cameras because akwa wo si wonto ma hata no nyina no afie se no yezin hata minim say we am making blogger bi he was Germany baby odidi matalo free drobo adanama enso drobo asema be minim say blogger no wa aka bi enso meka people who sit in front of their cameras and be insulting Obiri Boahen. I said we be matimaka bi. Allow your for no a mo no ma de drobo ni jape krom ntoko aja gina mu no. Drobo asem be matimaka bi. Politicians na maye kumfu domfofo no. Mo MPP. Mo so a no mo di yamu binum ho tro. Mo di yamu binum ho tro. Politicians binum asafo binum, allow your for binum. Ma mo dem wo MPP so mu de mu binum ho tro asem wo ya ba matu makabi enya me na mabetena fidie so a meka enya me na me be pa twa se o drobo mo ma nya adwobrew enya me na menya opportunity me ka se ja prekorom hene me da ho se ya da wase so you see the situation we na kwagama tro nkontompo na braba insani ma we nyina fa kese na kwaso nyina nipa bagia gina be bebre yandisifo sabe ka frache bebre yandisifo
omo the politics ewram
na be di matemba be wa betra ha na wo kan nokre no go and check look me betra ha na me ka asem bi efa akoti ene asiri ho asem abakosem asiri ene koti wo mo ni bonomanso ni twaka then a university lecturer Sunyani Technical University lecturer. Oya Fafrani a wo kira de wo Technical University Sunyani. Anka abonu fo be ka aboro sa na ye ka Ghana abakosoma kabinu. No wa send why no home blogger.
Na o kana se.
Why no home blogger? Because we yan this ni. And then yes you a member of parliament. But is it fair? Is it fair? You live in a country nkontompo ni nabraba mpanfo di tro nkura di tro amanyasam no be akika ni patibo be akika ni patibo
there so me ho kwan no ma kika tire na bom no me dey awe ne power
accept you right now and that is the characteristics of the NDC enti mabakosema ene me de bae no ne me de moguo no se de baba ani so.
Okay, na afa yodom suko no. Na asamode ye wo monie. And say kusas ni mampusi issue no. Na no tumfo mediation committee no. Omo tena so. Ma sisi oso de bibia ba na wie into the report comma president. Na ono ankasa ato na numtu na chese waka kire wonum nyina. Tumfo committee no jinaya wasi na asemu a de wo mu bi ni se owie ye no na kisasifo obosi na mampusifo so ebosi obi asese di asubie beba.
Yeah, it was good. Once again, Mr. Mekao at year 4. Want to say Binumka Ghana problems in Ayasante for. Want to say Binumka. But to be think as a Ghana problems in Ayasante for. The problems in the Subebreba Asante for in Sovo. Now, so why do you blame the Ashanti? What in a mitri? The Kusasi Mampusi case is a very delicate case. The better too fast. The better too fast because both fashions in Kusasi Mampusi form. Now, because she happened. The Brady to say for the first time one. Yenina no. Yatena yes. And one lawyers no Korano, so bensa, it come for you.
Yes. And a training
for the first time. Yes. Saudi we Abba. Enti ye do tumfas. But the implementation
of the committee, no.
And only asam no. One. According to us, all of Bolaga the Obako. Tangano. The recommendations. Mamma we so and people for Nanado and Baumiano or Maba, Wamoya, the Budu and Danny one. A Budu and Danny issue no bahano. Otum for Kaya Vieno. Other recommendations in Koma
President
Akufo-Addo. He succeeded in implementing the recommendations.
And our recommendations are quite, or the super pepe. And yes, it be our
and look, for the sake of Ghana, for me, Ghana for 18th December 2018. I spent the night, me Obiri Boahen, me did that with Yindi. Yeah. Because now me a lawyer, ma abudu for.
The kai.
Now me say a lawyer, so apart from abudu for. Now me a lawyer, ma bolenana. Bolenana, esam be yem nyona. No wuye no. They show recipes. Now, adia me remfi abudu for mpanyimfo no da. Na abudu for so remfi me da ne se. Abudu for na womo musika womo bibidi Joshua Hamidu Vodina Joshua Hamidu Vodina Senior Malik and Arumbis and Nawabayan Nanton na Abudu so na one canano and the Kumasano and the decision be a person taking piano or involve me. And therefore, 18 December 2018, na me call Yendi. And I don't know. Mene bolenana, then bolenana, who later became Mionana. Mene no koshia, and koshia do. Ye koshia. And they told me, say lawyer recommendations in me. And my answer was that recommendations in so abede ba it wasn't a simple thing. Because you know, for the Dagbon history, no. Now for almost 300 years, no. Abuduwa na Daniaba, Abuduwa na Daniaba. But because of this arbitration and settlement, you know, what happened was that they agreed in principle, say, Enya and Dani. Enya and Dani. They agreed in principle. Now, the point I'm making is that going back to the Mampusi Kusasi one, it's a very delicate issue. And I'm penny said, Yadanyamia said, sir, Wamoya, Yadanyamia said, sorry, Sonia Wamoya, and Tiasia, Juma. Baby, what's up the first? Because look at the comment of Cletus Avoka. So the comment of Cletus Avoka. Mete za Cletus Avoka aka wo Accra FM mete ya pede me de gumiti. Oh. Mele ye. Adwuma die na otumfo ye nyina no. Wo hwa aye ka.
Na nsesenko kasa.
That comment was in a bad taste. You are a senior lawyer. 1 year fee. Uba politician ye mu bi mai. Uba ye lawyer na me mai. Kusasi for no bebre gidie wo mu because so na we ahwene na ni na so na no ema kusasi for. Sa comment ya comment say Asantehene and the president, they are being intimidated. By when? One content of the committee report. Now Koka say Asantehene and the president are being intimidated. By when? Possibly, maybe I want the content. Ebia hu content na nya de. Ebia hu content no so wo mpe. We are member of Council of State. Inti esi say na waka say the president is being intimidated. We are leading member of the NDC. Ye nyina pe memeti ade a me pe pa se me hu say abudu and
kusase
ne mamprusi baso bensa bechia benya baniaje benyina ye atoye kusase ne mamprusi. That is what I am expecting. That is what I'm looking for. And then the Bama maniaje. Now what wo so ye panyini no wo no wo tutu mu abo wo no wo ye mu say say ya. It is not fair. It is not fair. And no, we are not being fair to ourselves as Ghanaians.
Nana, say the name Sikui. Ghana nyina hia asomdwe. Ye nuanom kusase ne mamprusi fo so hia asomdwe. Ade insisiye ben e na ode bemma the president ani mpenimfo a asemi ekosi wo mu naso na wo mbetu wanamon. Na afen so no kusase ne mamprusi fo nyina so se be ya me ma asomdwe na tumi abaye
me hwane nko to president Mahama
untu no fun susuye
me hwane nko ba president Mahama fo. When they were doing campaign, when they were doing the campaign, President Mahama called Boko. Eko jina simpi so. In the presence of Mahama Yaroda. Eko jina simpi so says, yeah, NDC for say about power asumdwe wo Boko. MPP for power asumdwe ni Boko. President Mahama kojina simpie so ka say oba obekreti region. The batana aka say President Mahama that statement no. Ehu. As usual, Baba be di matem di matem. And now o check ya. Om say mfie nwotwe na na do be di Ghana no. Nipa ewu ye no. Enuru President Mahama
afimpo onye nru.
Mentesa bamba bin can be. Mentesa Mahama yarda can be. President Mahama can be.
Na ban na woso.
What ban na woso? Ha, by campaign 2024. And this is from paying for Ghana half an nyina kotugu kusasi for asun. PK sapon na no we no right up na. So mba there man. Omuba attachment here. Omuba mention Wamuko Western of everywhere. The NDC message was that no Kusasi, no NDC. The Kusasi for Krano being sympathetic to MPP Ninano. The guy. What time you say, sir? And then my recommendation. President Mahama, I am saying, say, Yenina, Kusasi, Mampusa. It's a recommendation or two for the amount. Implement it.
Sadia City.
Because the Abudu and Danny one or two for the man, Akufado, or implement it.
Sadia City.
Sadia City here, pa. At the risk, ye change history because now Abudu and Danny. But for the first time, the Abudus admitted the Abudu should not focus on the MPP for. They get to move and Danny. And I played a major role. I sat with the Bolinana who later became Mionana with the elders of the Abudu in Yendi 18 December 2018. I played a major role. Me that's in the Kandapa. National security. Because on 19th, I had a call from national security. Obiri Boahen for number free yendi batamali. Number amania, but a satellite dauso. Wako yendi, number go yendi. Many yendi are paying for a budu from paying for. We sat in Bolinana's house. And I correct. No national security meaning who fed them with that. Bijitu. I played a major role. Me can't be and then me would not a budu for Dagbon for the gomba for because this man or your hero on a man abudu and Danny
case no
ebe wie ye no o tu abudu for kachire wo msa modern men ntum sa 200 years or to 300 years history no ye change no ni ye be na Danny a mo men ntum aya je tu mu a yakopon adagoroma enere asumduaba I played that role.
Yes.
Nanado, I played that role.
Yes.
Bamudu Baumia played that role. Domahama, we asking you, play that role. Yama Yem said, Yama Yem.
Nasumdie, at least.
Nasumdie,
Nagana, Asumye.
Moya campaign. And this is for the big new pans a campaign. Abrufo Munya Santafon can. Abrufo Munya Santafochi. Some people fuck off and Napoa Bay. People took me to the cleaners, me Obiri Boahen. People took me to. And then people campaigning one family and come home.
Sana, Ominim say a cophobia, say watch them cophobia.
I'm not saying a chancrophobia. And people from Painful, people who were holding political positions, some cabinet ministers, some deputy ministers. Me de me ma me nyanko poro ene na me da so me kasa mo so mo kasa ma etie ne be kan ya no na people for bigitum some cabinet ministers Nanado government cabinet minister from Ashanti region bought into that me do cabinet ministers Nanado o guys but to abawie no chairman sambo su ko ka say MPP lusu bono no Obiri Boahen ni mu bi abrawo ne me yankasa da. And that, yet, with due respect, these are the people they put out Obiri Boahen, no, sorry, I'm not Kama Santifonia, cabinet ministers, some in Bono region, some in Ashanti region, and people who are enjoying juicy positions.
Then can this for crown a catiampa?
And this for crown a catiampa, lawyers. Politicians, farmers, teachers, lecturers. I've been in free bono. I've been in free Asante. Because they felt that me a threat. Politically, me a threat. Go me not going to make an. Obia per massam. I like for now. Any politicians, so me just say, what you mean your opportunity to catch a drop for say, men said that means say, Nana Munya, and so mean I'm here. Because several times, you know, me casa. Ma bron man Asante man I spoke for Japekurom, Brekum, Sampa, Bana, Menje, the baby, Aviadomase, I don't know. You know? So once again we have a problem. Look, like Curtis Abokasa Makoka said, if it is true that Koka said, Nagbewa was a met. Okasa wati. Nagbewa enye meth. Actually, say Nagbe one ya me fi say anya de bia eheda esi ya Nagbe wa burial place e wo pusi gas esi ya Nagbe wa burial place e wo pusi gas esi ya what you say and that from 1800 to 1932 1800 to 1932 no so we ya pusi ga hene ah yes sir we shall push together. I just saw bad na yiri ho wonder the rungu beside. It was in 1932 that then na yiri yes sadia meba wo boko eti pusiga we are. I mean these are hard fast. So go ka say ndagbe wa ya meta with due respect wo ka say tie da bomba fo wo ka say tie mamprusi fo wo ka say tie mosi Ukasatia na number 4. I mean, yes, I'm here. Mr. Kratos advocate, and this way, John Mohammed. Samuna Mokato Kusasi for Binumasum, a man for yes, a behu Dr. Baumia. Bronsama will be say, Bronsama, I will be say any Dr. Baumiano. Mumma Humano, my NT. Mumma Humano. Am I NT as a Bronsam? Look, Say you can Foko, you can and Kasa Kusasi for. Let's be very honest. Kusasis, any man process. But that Nanaku Fadu Abanasipa. Because in 2020, 2020, Nanaku Fadu law now me in 2409. For the first time in the history of humanity, for the first time in the history of humanity, but yeah, Marase, Uko Bokwa, Henaba Kope, and Kusasi. Any Kusasi, Abu Drago. Now that you are creating traditional council here, a traditional way from Kusam. Happy before the yes, I am saying it on authority, and that Pusika, Zebila, anywhere in Minano, the Quaco Shet, Bokuna Base, oh yeah, Kusasi. But when people for your man, and this is for uncountry man for. Let's come to the man process. For the first time, no, and people for the creative, say you're creating Northeast region, and that Northeast now you're creating. Whoever is the occupant of the Nairi school scanner, or no be president.
All Northeast.
Aba, come for no more Northeast in Nina. Say, or more bunkru yo Nina. So I come akura, wajiatu.
Yeah.
We're far reaching Ibia MPP about ya. Babua Kusasi ni mampusi for.
Not just say enka MPP for so a tribal politics enka wo betimi a kire wenum ama o man for that here but no one person o dey tribal.
No, you see the MPP party no, you don't blame them. Everything no. Bebenya sepen waka no. Benitro sa. Tro ne CPP. Dankwa buzia ana akwa dankwa hunno na akwa buzia hunno na akwa kufado hunno omo ya krache for omo bobotai even at a time wa ya gifa hodie kura no see before ka so dankwa no buzia for bare ben pefa hodie. And that has been the stock in trade of the CPP, that has been the stock in trade of the PMP, that has been the stock in trade of PNDC, that has been the stock in trade of NDC. Pikani patibom. Obiri Boahen my man for chere. You boy who say biada ne da Obiri Boahen di pabone. Ana kusasi mampusi no asem no aba no. Ena yare gatum ko okrum command chere. Ana President Mahama, the ball is in your court now. President Mahama. Why was someone who can nyina? Oh yeah campaign, oh yeah politics. Typical African politician, typical African intellectual, or your campaign, or your politician, tribal, we free her, we. Kwashe baba ye abonfo asante front okwane nyina 90% ya NDC for 90% they Obiri Boahen na the gaza na ngabi maye na ndi azaria ore jape kro ya asante mane ore sampa ya asante mane ore breku ya asante mane ore sekwa ya asante mane ore banna ya asante mane ore wiadon wase ya asante mane Obiri Boahen oye busue ni. And so these are the hard facts. I challenge any lawyer, I challenge any politician, or you could hard facts, or better make hard facts. Amra metna ha na nya meka wo Ghana ha nyina. Na anu ameka say akwamu kwafa koto se ya oye ya botwe asini. Na how my suspicion say nya me fa sa mama no osumna so. Akonya no be vacant. Ya answer ni baba bedi. Mi wie ye na akwamu atrankonya bi fa so na woni makwamu na ola ni da korba. No krepa no waka no na branansa nyoko Crystal Castle asamani case na okwa different bofo wo Crystal Castle no da be kiro me nkwa akoso boda ne bi no ma na atimpoku me nwura mu 8 whoever occupy the skin wo boku bia no okosawo na yibi ho Obia baba ya boko na babia no. Ukọ na yiri hoko sai.
That is nipa nyina nipa baako.
Yeah, but no, I will not support the Kusasis. I will not support the Mampusis. Yeah. I will support the Kusasis. I will support the Nancy when it becomes necessary. Me na me tibi kire se Kusasi ni Mampusi. Mo ya nua. Mo tena si ache. Nti ye ekitimu a. President Mahama no be gina ho kan no ye gonja ni o. Eba nsema si koba nyina no. Wa hu se watibi. Wakabi. Anya bekan wie ya no kwe. Beto abama ni wie ye no na ba umia ni pabon. Even in MPP. Baba ye campaign tia ba umia nyina yi. Anya Kusasi issue no. But bentimu nka no kore. I mean, how? So would they say this issue about target Baumia in 1958 when a ferry committee was formed? No Baumia Baum. Never move Baumia. Never move Baumia. No. Now Kusasi Mamprusiasama. You realize that even in 1860, Mamprusi for the Busanga Fonya and Tokwa. So even 1958, number umia be ngono. Kusasi Mamprusi problem. Ewo ho. Ba umia e vice president. Ba umia nye vice president owo ho no. Enye no na court MPP time. Bolgatanga High Court bench warrant. So wo monkoche na yiri. Abrade ye fa court process bia 7 na yiri. Anya Ghana ha. Enye ba umia pa. Mami me na de na come number. Because in fact, so na be chat to Baumia so no. Yeah. And free no. Na monam and na Kusasi police station. If I didn't what constituency about to up to nani. Baumia no ya man proceeding onya votes than Kusasi dina ojina my MPP ticket. So why do you tag Baumia? Sa na China man proceed for no asine hena wa boko no. Court on the bench warrant. Seven question no. Against the fair MPP. Banka say Baumia to hodin wa hwa ma sa. Mebo. Among for the pingoers a call na laringu sabe ko pe ya na na yiri muya during MPP time. A court issued bench warrant. Whoever at the National Security or the Ghana Armed Forces commandeered Sabanfa Benkwachi na yiri. Esi MPP pencil. And a mema no block here. But MPP office. People bent Baumia t-shirts. In both Gambaga, Wale Gambaga and Eliru. They bent Baumia t-shirts. So we are vice president. Na same years. Ah, na Baumia okoha. Na mampusi for on one in your bed in a term. Okoha suswa. Na Kusasi for bed in a term. Munya Mampusi Munya Kusasi for swa. No Musumo di Baumia term. What offense has he committed? What offense has Baumia committed? So back to this Mampusi Kusasi thing. We say very, very delicate.
Jenny na momwa. Emma Sudje, Emra Prakope.
Sir, Yanya Masun Gemra Prakope. Nanyabe, and I'm daring President Mahama. So we are principal politician to say Obiri Boahen. Publish this recommendation by 2-4. I want the whole world to hear. So Obiri Boahen say, I am daring President Mahama. We are very principled. We are very honest. He's a friend. A principal, a friend here. But on this very issue, I respect him a lot. But on this very issue, I am daring President Mahama said, Abudu and Danny Diano, I played a major role. Amane ye ato ye. President Mahama, oya madam for. Nibu, Mampalini, madam for Pano, Ohumiana, or Tibasama no sere, Obiri Woho, or the Bero Obiri Woho. The Menini shall say, Ohana wonder. Now, so, but I'm saying, sir, in this particular issue, President Mahama, I am throwing this challenge. Ayariga. Throw this challenge to President Mahama. Abambabin, throw this challenge now to Parliament now. Now page what he said, court to Supreme Court Assembly. Throw this challenge, accept this challenge, throw it to President Mahama. So Obiri Boahen in the way of Bema. Obiri Boahen, I played a major role. Nama Buduna and Danny. About from my neck. Asumbiya, Abba. I'm the Gomba phone, whatever they are. The Shamia. Why are they? Oh, Yandani Nikura. why are there? And it will be difficult for President Mahama to do that. It will be difficult for Abambabi. It will be difficult for Haruna Idrisu.
Oh my God, now some GNT. Young Shassa, woman, Ben, some
Bent. Wow. The same country is okay. Obi intimidate President Mahama. Obi intimidate Ascertain. President Mahama is being intimidated by his own words.
Okay.
President Mahama needs someone okay. No. Macbeth, if you read Macbeth, Macbeth, Oku Kenny no. On them sum kura ye, whenever biaba. It is not easy. I am appealing to the Kusasis and the Mampusis. Among yourself, friend to solve your problem. So please, my brothers and my sisters, Kusasis and Mampusis, in the name of Allah, let's see what we can do to move this country forward.
Yes.
And this is for the country of Samoto Abama Baumia, Oba, Obecha, Bakunaba, and Skimming, Obecha Wim, Zebula, Pusiga, Obecha Ninam, and never buy Obadan welcome. And so there's no peace over there. A good number of African intellectuals and African politicians are dishonest. They are dishonest.
Lawyer Nana Obiri Boahen. The Yamia Senia walking in our cousin is said, Mummy in Ayamoa. Emma Asun.
Let me bear your prejano.
And yeah. Oh,
believe Chira for political gains. Prepreja.
Arrest and detention of lawyer Martin Pebu.
Martin Pebu. Madam for no.
So, they said, Pebu na no actually no.
Yeah, Vogo, any at you for me come a money namaswate. Se Pebu pa chabachi the two, na MPP Tamwa. Nkawan yasa Ghana baby.
Nkanyasa
Ghana baby. And this for yeah. Kurobahu Bahabehu. Na Naomi aso Martin Pebu. Tim kaseti Akufo-Addo se ya tim kaseti ya Baumia. Bi da chenu da. Prosi for krato bansa friend. And then Martin Pebu ne ba detain no. Wona ba detain no. Wa party and this pencil. Martin Pebu wo party and this pencil. Martin Pebu and the one who can me to move for say. Be principled in life. We are principled. MPP yana nya. No waka NDC yana nya. No waka. We are principled. Abibrem hano. Ba kwa ba mfro. Ba maposo ba maubi. But I would be away nya. But you must be principled. Media. Nyamesi enkanakole. Mi Bonia Martin Pebu ye broswa. Sabio, so ye boni said the enkura. OSP no ntimi Martin Pebu self-recognizance bid.
I say on for landed property,
Martin Pebu. Martin Pebu no Ghana have a BBO. We are see the BBO. It is me Obiri Boahen. It is me Obiri Boahen. First year, I mean, say we are seeing in our besh. There's about 50 bears, almost about 9,000 viewers. So, but in Babu Bonnie, Mintiminka says about the law. Ebia or ye from Subia. Man self recognition. Martin Pebu, a Piahua. A Piabi who only Piadim, a Piahua, the Pian. What when you see? What when you hear? Nkame yo jam sere and yes me lawyer pen nkame yo jam sere kabe and this pencil Martin Pebu by the anyway. But you know, I will go to his defense if he say minimum from Swa Martin Pebu aye bro soa. This say obaso hu abibrem politics and abibrem se ni pakasa. And then nipa kasa manu talk mama. Koshe the fiamako submission contribution in parliament.
The fiamako.
Fatu kojo upon koma. nkada bibi we nyina se motaye ne nka ye ka no mo yato ha ne be hwe hwe ne dafia makọ eka he parliament se OSP why ni amo huntia parliament na preso nti se wa chiba atempebu dia dan hwe ne be ntwam wa lawyer ni kasa sei lawyer ni kasa sei Sanfatu lawyer ba hon kojo upon common response. Very brilliant response. Very intelligent response. Ha, baby amika say every baby ya. And this ba mo ba ya no de. Every baby ya eh. Se no, nsemo ana amanfo aka, be keka nipa tibom, be ye no. Na fe so ama MPP for opportunity ahu. San Baba MPP, be kum MPP. People were supposed to give money to district assemblies, metropolitan assembly. Bam Franco. Never my contract one kind.
We any if you want now.
Opportunity was Obama, Baumiani MPP for and na Black Rasta your campaign, my MP presidential candidate. Black Rasta. Black Rasta na Ochiri MPP. Black Rasta no NDC no. And now MPP fly better be Black Rasta.
This is was our chance.
What you was here, I was here already. So we see Martin Pebble. No. Someone now can be brave, now can no. Martin Pebble. Why we say Tambia, Obiri Boahen there, Yankopon, the Mamma Canyon actually.
OSP ABC been landed property. Now I'm on for cassette.
Metro TV no. Paul Adumochi. Martin Pebble say Paul Adumochi ni fie e won kan ya oboa na o kasa kora na kasa no central ni kasa no. Now I'm on for Martin Pebble. A lawyer, you should not be seen talking like that. You should be principled and honest. You don't throw the ethics of the legal professional away. What was I say about my Baba Diwachi? Me, yes, in defense of Martin Pebble. In defense of Martin Pebble. Me 2x4 politics. 2x4 politics are. Come on, there being a principled person. Monsieur, there be OSP. Me aware Martin Pebble or ye then cry man self-recognizance. Me kasentia OSP. Me kasentia kisi jabe. Be ye beduma. Ne be ye beduma. It would be wrong for me, sir. Me nyanya fufa se meka setia kisi jabe ne lawyer Samenom Dakono. No, I won't do that. But Nyame say the virtue of Martin Pebble, ne recognition never be or one dear. Nka man self-recognizance. Martin Pebble who said Paul Adumochi back as self-recognizance be all enyano. Why won yato? So we need to be honest. We may find no nyamsuro, nyamfare, nyado. O when this show, one be idea. MPP ni first na jawaja MPP ana. Am be say me say maturity and civility.
Tini afro no kure kani.
Le when. No friend no kure kani no. Na aloteje ko so se Ghana ha nyina nipa miensa. Ole me. Dr. Baumia and Exanator Rollins. No kure ka phone. Aloteje ko so de miensa. Apegna paso miensa no. Why you am me difference me. When you Dr. Baumia be and as an terror, Sabina Mini Kuma, indeed, the Mindy, the Craven about members and Rollins and about Mesia, never put about any opinion in one for title, Mamma, opinion only one about Baumia by that. So much serious. This is what is happening in Ghana. I am saying it. Sir, a year MPP type, and a Martin Pebble Betchin detaining one. Ghana it will come to a standstill. Ghana will come to a standstill.
Okay, two about it.
Two about it. Regional minister, all a biako country and say, oh, yeah, galamsey. The man proceed for check catching. You need to say, bare conditions in the Kurampu. Wamitia. If you ask me the bare conditions. And me say regional minister na samai crache no won kan na sa